Hey guys, it's Omar here for Ultimate Rugby, and today we're going to look at Japan versus Scotland as a preview. Now it's going to be pretty interesting because I think both teams try and play in a similar way with pace, speed, tempo. That's the game. Both of them love to out-tempo you and play you into sort of a paper bag where you can't keep up with the pace. So we'll look at some head-to-head stats of Scotland versus Japan, and we'll look at how have Japan been such a handful for other nations supposedly more powerful than them. You know, they beat Ireland, which is an incredible feat. And how did they do that? What is it about their attack that helped them do that? So on a head-to-head basis, let's look at some stats, and some stats may surprise you. So from an attacking perspective, Scotland scored 48 points in 2 games and Japan scored 49. Pretty even stuff. The Scottish scored 6 tries, the Japanese scored 5 tries. So on an attacking basis, they're pretty close. Where the difference comes in is on the defense. Now Scotland have conceded 6 tries, Japan have only conceded 2, and in terms of points, Scotland have conceded 47 points and Japan only 22. So pretty surprising on the defensive stats that Japan have done really well. If you look at their shape on defense, they're really well organized, they get off the line really quickly, and they shut off a lot of the wide channels and cut off plays really well. On a tackle completion basis, Japan surprisingly on 92% and Scotland on 88%. Scotland though, however, have got bigger hit power, so in the shots they've got more dominant hits at 18% of overall hits being dominant, whereas Japan have got 12% of their hits overall being dominant. Now, what is the crux of the Japanese attack and what makes them so special at this moment in time? Well, if you look at what they did to Ireland, they were super clever because these are the strengths of the Japanese attack. They're very well organized and very well detailed. So they play with speed, tempo, very organized from set piece attack, and their phase play attack is extremely patient. They've got a low error rate. And what they do primarily is they use the shape to sit you down, to make you panic about who to take so you can't get as much line speed. When they run into you, they don't have massive ball carriage power, but what they do is they flatten breakdowns and tackle tacklers. What does that mean exactly? So when they carry into contact and you try and come into tackle and jackal, they tackle the tacklers out the way and they create like a crater, a space around that breakdown, so the ball is lightning quick and easy to get out. And they also block folds that way, so they'll tackle Key and Healy onto the floor, they're held stunned on the floor, they hold you on the other side of the breakdown. So they've got this massive amount of space to clear the ball, and you battle to get around the corner, and you battle to jackal to throw the ball. And the quicker the ball gets, the more in trouble you are with these guys, because they like to go coast to coast and they like to zigzag. So that's the power of their attack, flattening breakdowns, lightning tempo, and being very neat and patient in their shape. Now, what did they do to Ireland that was so clever? There's something called set piece mapping, and set piece mapping is a predetermined map where they will play a certain amount of targets to move their attack, the defense around, and for their attack to prevail. So against Ireland, for example, on a 5-man, they went hit, play, and then they came back all the way to the other coast. And what they did, because they got lightning quick ball, Ireland couldn't get their speed distribution right. Now it seems like a big phrase that, but speed distribution means tight forwards closer to the breakdown so they can't get skinned in the wide channels, loose forwards outside those tight forwards. But the speed distribution of the backs needs to be even. For example, if 10 and 12 make a shot, they would recycle opposite to where they made that shot from, because when you come back to that coast, you've got 10, 12, and for example 11 that can handle a play coming back. If they hit and get up and stay on the same side, like Japan forced them to do, 10, 12 make the shot, the ball's lightning quick, and they play away from them, you end up having 10, 12, 13, 11, 15, or even 9 trailing, like they did against Ireland. And Ireland would have all their speed on one side, and by the time Japan went back to the other side, they essentially would have their way with them and bend them and get easy meters or cut them. Okay, so essentially, the speed distribution where you split up the centers, at least 12 always splits up, and 10 goes and follows him, and then 9 who trails inside when not needed and sometimes pull the whip. That didn't happen for Ireland a lot of times because Japan got that lightning quick ball and they move you around so well in that mapping. So people talk about their shape. Yes, their shape 3-2-2-1 is good. They play a lot of hard lines at the line, ball players that sit you down, make you doubt yourself. But the biggest key to them is their set piece mapping is really well documented. They know who's cleaning what breakdowns, who's carrying all the time. They're very patient, they flatten breakdowns, and they manage to keep you in that sort of tiers on the back foot because they've got that lightning quick ball, and then they start moving you from coast to coast. They're often zigzag. So if you look at Scotland, they also play with tempo and speed, and they've got this thing where they try and set super quickly from the line out, kick to the line out, try and be in and out within 15-20 seconds.